We got next screaming Israel ride. Jamming to my verbs, standing on the curb, famine of the word, damaging my nerves, cannon for the purge. I go Michael bad. Flow.
When you say black people, is it like African people too?
No. Let me ask you something. Is a so-called Chinese man and the Japanese man the same person?
No.
So then why is it that we are taught to believe that the African man is the same as the Negro?
Oh, well, okay. West African.
Okay, there's some of our remnants of people that still live there.
Well, like most of us got here from slave trade, right?
That's absolutely right.
And it was from West Africa. So
Right.
I'm saying, if we did like a DNA test or something like that, wouldn't we be West African?
A DNA test told a dog he was Native American.
Okay.
Now, hold on 1 second.
Like what test are we talking about?
What test are we talking about?
Yeah,
I'm talking about a DNA test, period. Even when you can look it up. The researchers that even do the DNA test, they say that it's faulty.
Okay.
So on this,
but we agree that we came from West Africa, most of us.
well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If I go to Walmart and I buy a banana, do all bananas come from Walmart?
No.
So then the so-called white man got the so-called black man from Africa. So how do you know that the so-called black man comes only from Africa?
Oh, boy, hold on. You're making a counter statement.
I'm making
The counter
a...
statement you're making is fallacious. Like you can't.
How so?
Like as in.
You're claiming that all so-called black people that went to slavery only come from West Africa.
That's not my claim. I'm trying to get us on a common basis so I can understand.
Okay.
I asked you a question. I said most of us who are here came from slavery.
Right.
And most of the people in slave trade came from West Africa.
Right.
So by deductive reasoning, it's safe to say that a lot of us have West African heritage.
Kind of, sort of. That's why I brought up.
That's pretty logical reasoning.
That is logical, but let me hit you with this. That's why I brought the analogy of buying a banana from Walmart. Just because they told us they got us from that area doesn't mean that's necessarily where we're only from. The so-called, the Israelites themselves, during 70 AD, we fled into Africa and we found a little resting spot on the western coast of Africa. That's just where they found us.
Okay.
Understand that.
Okay, so how did the people who were taken captive and carried over here, how were they differentiated from the other West Africans who weren't there?
I mean, some of our people are still there. The Igbo tribe is one of them. The Ashanti tribe is also. There's remnants of our people that are still there.
I'm saying, so, sight unseen, how do I know I'm not just a regular West African or an Israelite? Just by
Get Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you why. Because you know about the transatlantic slave trade, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know it's in the Bible?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
So, how do you... So, okay. So
I'm talking about based on vision. Because, I mean, we can't base... I mean, you guys base basically everything off the Bible, right? But I'm using more so historical stuff.
This is history.
The Bible.
Okay, so are you just trying to figure out why we're not talking about West Africans, or like
I'm just trying to understand. This is something I've never understood. I've seen you guys on YouTube. Well, maybe not your faction, but I've seen Hebrew Israelites on YouTube. And this is a question I've always had: is the whole West African versus black thing. How are you able to tell sight unseen? Like, if the average West African and the average black person look pretty similar, sight unseen. So I'm saying is, if you see me, I look black, I'm a black American, but how do you know I'm not West African? Like, how do you differentiate that? Is that like a intuition thing?
So are you saying that they're descending from different people?
No, okay.
Or are you just going based off location?
No, I'm saying in that location, people bred together.
Yeah.
So phenotype, how we look extremely similar.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I can do that.
West Africans and black Americans, for the most part, look pretty similar. We have coarse hair. We look pretty similar. So I'm trying to figure out, sight unseen, if there was a West African person here, how would you know, just looking at him, whether or not this is a Hebrew Israelite or if he's West African?
Okay, give me. I want that. I don't want that right now. Though. Give me. Job 8 and 8 for fast. Give me.
There we go. There we go.
Numbers 1 and 18.
There we go.
Because the thing about it is, it's not a location thing. It's about who you descend from. Like my brother was saying, there's tribes who are still in Africa who go back to the Israelites. So if their tribes, if they don't patrilineally go back to the Israelites, then they're not our people.
But are we doing like genealogy? Like how are we tracing that?
We're tracing it. I'm gonna show you how we do it.
Okay.
Get numbers.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And there's...
Hold up. I don't want that yet. Give me that. Give me Job.
This is the book of Job, chapter 8, verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the formal age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
You need to prepare yourself for the search of your father. See who you actually descend from. Oh, I descend from this tribe, or I descend from this tribe. Oh, this tribe came from Israel. This tribe is just regular Hamites.
Okay.
So you need to see that. So now we need to see how lineage is determined in the Bible.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So, like you said, it's by the father. So if your fathers go back all the way into those tribes who were actually descendants of Israel, you're Israelite. It don't matter where you're from.
Okay, but okay, let me even more clarify. I accept that. Let's say I accept the father.
Yeah.
For your father, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
How do we determine amongst ourselves? Because a lot of people don't understand who their father was, past their grandfather or great grandfather. And if you ask most people, they'll be like, my great grandfather's from Alabama. So going 5, 6, 7 generations back, since we negated DNA, how are we determining who your fathers were?
You go back as far as you possibly can, and as far back as you go, if you keep descending from who they call, what they would say like a slave, or somebody who came on the ships, who are just under the curses, then you are most likely a descendant of Israel. And watch this.
This is the book of Romans, chapter children of God.
We are the children of God because it says the children of God will be under the curses. So if we keep going back and back and back, and it's still a descendant of a slave or a so-called black or Hispanic and Native American man, you're most likely an Israelite.
Okay.
That's how we go about it.
Okay, so it's most likely. So you say you use the spirit. So you guys determine when you meet someone. I'm trying to understand. I'm literally trying to understand. I'm not being conceited.
What's up? Hold on. Say that question again.
So you said it's by spirit.
Yes.
So if you're not sure, say someone doesn't know, they can only trace back 4 generations.
Mm-hmm.
After that, they don't know.
Yeah.
So at that point, so you guys just step in and make a decision.
No, they make that decision.
So you make because let's say 4 generations back, they got raped by some random white person. Then by that terminology, after those 4 generations, they would still be white, right?
They'll still be considered. So you're saying white like as in like an Edomite? Yeah, they would be considered an Edomite. Yeah.
So they would have all the phenotypes of being black because by that time, the Edomite DNA or blood would have been washed out of their appearance. Right.
And the Bible says that would happen too. They're called tares.
Okay, so that's not. So what I'm saying is, if a person has no knowledge of that, right? How would he know if he's a cursed person based on how far he can track back? And you told me the spirit, so I'm trying to determine when you say the spirit, is this something you said it's he determined? So if let's say I determine
really, and honestly, it's the Most High determining it. Really.
Okay, the Most
He'll
High.
put the Spirit upon you, and you'll remain in this truth and be the elect.
Okay, so he puts the spirit upon me, and then I remain in truth and be like, so let's say I'm not sure. I can choose to follow this, and then that's just.
No, nobody chooses Most High. Actually, Yahweh Shai chooses.
I'm trying to understand how it works if you don't know, because we don't go by DNA. And
yes, hold up. Give me the tares, man. Give me a Matthew. You want to talk about it? You got it. Watch this, because the Bible says that this would happen, and Christ
To a man which sows good seed in his field.
sow good seed in his field. That's talking about the Israelites descending, like they're descendants and they're descendants, sowing good seed in the field. That's like you have a son, he's called your seed.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
Sowed tares among the wheat. Like you said, the great grandma or whatever got raped by an Edomite. Now they're Edomite.
Then they're all Edomites.
Not all. Everybody falling behind them.
Yeah, behind them are Edomites.
Yeah.
No matter what you look like.
Yeah.
So you can look like us. You be an Edomite.
Watch this. Yeah, Bob Marley. Bob Marley's a tare.
Right.
So watch this.
And went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also.
So when it was time, when it's judgment day, when it's time for the Israelites to be saved, watch that.
So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this.
The enemy have done that, the so-called white man, really the other nations too. Because it's not just the Edomites. You could have a tare who was an Elamite, or a tare who's Ethiopian, Cushite, it doesn't matter.
But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, the servant said unto him, wilt thou then gather up the tares? Ye root up also the wheat with them.
So he's saying, are you going to just get the tares while they're becoming tares? He said, no, because you're going to get the good seed up in the process. Watch this.
Let both grow together until the harvest.
Let both grow together till the harvest, till the end times.
And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles.
Yeah, gather first the tares and bind them into bundles and do what?
To burn them.
To burn them. They're going to die. They're going to taste of the second death. Watch this.
But gather the wheat into my barn.
Yeah, gather the wheat into this barn. That's the Israelites, the actual people who descend from Israel. Wait, it's not done. It's not done.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The book of Matthew 13 and 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare to us the parable of the tares of the field.
So Christ gave this parable to all the Israelites who were out there, right?
I'm sorry, I have to cut this short. We have to go shoot people. Like,
You got to go shoot people.
Yeah,
The photographers.
yeah.
Well, does that for the most part, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could talk more about it.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, he's about to literally explain it. Like,
No, I'm sorry, we got it. Huh?
you can't get 1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute, yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, actually.
And he answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
Who soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
The what?
Are the children of the kingdom.
Like we said before, the Israelites, the children of the kingdom.
But the tares are the children of the wicked one.
The children of who?
The wicked
The
one.
wicked one, the so-called white man, and really, it's a conglomerate of the other nations as well.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil.
Who?
The devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
So at the end of the world, like I said before, we don't know. The Most High God is going to sort it out. He's going to sort out his sheep from his goats, his wheat from the tares. That's Matthew, was that 13?
13 and 36.
And the word is tares?
Tares.
Do you know what the Hebrew translation of tares is?
Tares, that's written in Greek.
It's written in Greek?
This Matthew is written in
What
Greek.
is it? What is the etymology behind it?
Somebody
Like
get
off
the,
top of your head?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm
You know,
sorry, I was saying, man, I gotta go.
Talking about a minute, you trying to go in.
Y'all are cool. We gotta talk about that DNA.
Yeah, just
I
go.
don't agree with that.
Okay, man. All right.